this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Now, y'all, I'm just going to be really honest. I am wondering what happened to American politics. What happened? For the longest time, I saw American politics as a very serious institution, a revered institution, an institution that I wanted to be a part of, and I believed that the institution worked for America. And the people in the past who ran for president were seen as serious Americans, usually politicians who had served in the Congress or the governorship in the state house. But when I think back, we have had some wild cards. When Ronald Reagan became president, I remember people saying, "Oh my goodness, this guy's an actor. He's never served in the government before." But he won, and he won 2 terms. And they said he had Alzheimer's. A couple of times the news media had Nancy Reagan on tape mumbling something, and he was repeating what she said because he had forgotten what he was supposed to say. So he made it through 2 terms, and there's never been anybody like him on the Republican side. Now, Donald Trump is the only one who has excited the Republican base to the extent that Ronald Reagan did. But Ronald Reagan was again seen as somebody who was very anti-black. And Donald Trump is also seen as anti-black. Now, the difference is that black people didn't go for Reagan, but there seems to be a sizable black constituency, if you can believe what you see on social media, that's going for Donald Trump. And that's going to be very interesting to see, too, because Donald Trump is not a serious person. So anybody who thinks that Donald Trump is going to bring any tangibles is really fooling themselves. But when you get to a point where the main candidates for presidency of the United States are Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, you're almost at a point where it's almost laughable. Like, is that the best we can do? So the polls are up and down and all around. One time Kamala's leading, the next time Trump is leading. The next time Kamala's going to win by a landslide, the next time Trump's going to win by a landslide. So I'm not sure anybody knows what's really going on in this political process. But I know that for me, I just think these are 2 of the worst candidates that we have ever had to run for president. And I must say that I am surprised by the interest that so many black Americans are taking in this election. And I noticed on Twitter, Elon Musk is completely Trump. So it's all about Trump on Twitter. And I didn't think that you were supposed to do social media like that, but that's how it's done now. And there's a lot of Trump support among young blacks. I hope that he delivers if he wins, and it's a very good chance that he can win because he can beat a woman. Now, when they had Joe Biden running, he lost by quite a bit, but I believe he can beat a woman, so I believe it's a chance that he will win. I hope he doesn't, but it's a good chance that he will. But now here is the thing. What's going to be the mood after the election if Donald Trump wins? What's going to be the next step? Donald Trump has been the president before. Donald Trump did not have any black people in his cabinet other than Ben Carson, who was over HUD, who had been supposedly a successful surgeon, and he wouldn't even appoint him to be the Surgeon General. He was over HUD, the housing, the black job. That's what's being called the black job. He didn't have any serious black people in his cabinet, and he didn't have any serious outreach. Stereotypes about black people and just dismissive. He was very dismissive of black people. Just like calling Mark Robinson Martin Luther King on steroids. Just saying anything. Talking about he had more people in his crowd than Martin Luther King. It doesn't even have any historical context to what he's saying, just saying something. Now, I realize the Democrats are not the greatest thing that ever happened, but they will have serious black people in the cabinet. And even with the Republican National Convention, Michael Steele, who is black and was the chairman of the Republican National Convention from 2009 to 2011, said this about the Republican Party. The Republican Party's never taken time to actually groom blacks to be political operatives, to be campaign managers, political directors, communication directors, finance directors. So when I have to go as a candidate into a statewide campaign, or even if I'm running for local sheriff, what pool of talent am I going to pull from? I'm going to pull from the established talent that has been developed by the white infrastructure, which is largely white male. So he's saying the Republicans are not even going to give you a chance if you're black. At least you have a chance if you're in the Democratic Party. But the Republicans don't even give you a chance, and they're not going to change because they want all of those positions for themselves. That's how come they are so anti-DEI, because they don't want to compete. They want all of those positions for themselves. So this is what you're up against with the Republican Party. We can be against each other all we want to, but if you think that the white people are going to open up their minds or open up their opportunities so a black person can walk in because that black person has decided that they don't like other black people, you're wrong. So the Republicans are not really serious about bringing black people into the party. And I'm wondering why black people are so eager to be a part of a party that is not going to respect them, not even give you the black jobs, really. And Ben Carson even ended up in trouble with that black job. He got some furniture or something, and they tried to make a big deal out of him trying to furnish his office. So I'm not really sure what the expectation is for Donald Trump with all of this enthusiasm that so many black people seem to have. Or is it just about defeating Kamala? We don't want Kamala to be the president. We don't care if we don't get anything. We don't care if there's no respect for black people or no recognition of black people. We just want Kamala to be defeated. So that is kind of what I'm wondering now. And I would like to know what y'all think about this, because the Republican Party will elect the most ridiculous people. White people like Tommy Tuberville in Alabama. Just a real meathead. Rather than select people who are serious about helping all of the American people, the black people and the white people and other citizens, and not somebody who clings to the idea that only white people can lead. So I'm wondering what the expectation of Donald Trump will be of the black people who support him, who are voting for him. Will there be any expectation or expectations, or is it enough that he wins and that Kamala loses? And I think she really shot herself in the foot when she came out the gate saying that she wasn't going to do anything just for black people, because black people are really holding that over her head. And I'm not saying it's unfair. I just personally wish we had some better candidates. But I still would like to know what the expectation of Donald Trump will be if he wins. Because Kamala says she's not going to do anything just for black people. Donald Trump has been the president before, and he didn't do anything just for black people. So I'm wondering what the expectation will be and what would be the consequence if he doesn't do anything. What would it be? Okay, y'all, let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think about it. Thank you for listening. Give me a thumbs up and have a good evening.